Now let's take a look at distance and displacement. As earlier pointed out, I said that distance is an example of a scalar quantity. Why? Distance has just magnitude, no direction. Displacement, on the other hand, is an example of a vector quantity. Why? Because displacement has both magnitude and direction. Now, question 1, let's look at this particular question. A car moves 3 meter knots. Again, I said when we are talking of vector quantities, we need arrow to specify the direction. Now, a car moves 3 meter knots. If you remember the 4 cardinal points: north, south, west, east. Now, a car moves 3 meter knots. What does that mean? For question 1, it means the car moves in this direction, and in this direction it is 3 meter. So it is 3 meter. So a car moves 3 meter knots, meaning up, and the arrow is pointing upward. And 4 meter west. West is in this direction. You can see west. So from this point, let's say this is point A, and this is point B. Now from this point, the car moves like this to the west. So a arrow must point to the west, and that is 4 meter. Now, what is the total distance? That's question A. And B, what is the total displacement moved by the car? Now, it is reasonable for us after this to actually join these 2 points. So if we join this like this, now the first question is to find the total distance. Now, when we are talking of distance in this particular regard, what do we mean? Addition of all the distances. That's the total distance. So now, how many distances do we have? We have 2. We have 3 meter and 4 meter. So the total distance now will be 3 plus 4, and that is 7 meter. That is the total distance. Question B, we are also told to find the total displacement. Now, when we are talking of displacement, what exactly are we talking about? Displacement is the distance from the starting point. In this question, the starting point is point A. So the displacement is the distance between the starting point and the end point. The difference between the starting point and the end point. And now, if this is the starting point, the whole thing stops here. So let's say this is point C. Now the distance AC, that will give us our displacement. Mind you, displacement is a vector quantity. So we can say displacement is AC. It will have an arrow. Now, equal to what? Now, this is more or less of a right angle triangle. So it is reasonable for us in this case, since we are told to find AC, to use what we call the Pythagoras theorem. Now, using the Pythagoras theorem, and now, what is the Pythagoras theorem? If you remember, that is hypotenuse square equals to opposite square plus adjacent square. Now, our hypotenuse is AC. So we say AC square equals to 3 square plus what? Plus 4 square. So that our AC square now will be what? 3 square, that's 9. That's 3 times 3, 9. 4 square, that's 4 times 4, that's 16. That is 9 plus 16, that's 25. But it is not AC square we are looking for. We are told to find the total displacement. So that's AC. You have AC square here. So AC now will be square root of 25, since this square has been transferred to the opposite side. If a square is transferred to the opposite side, it will change to square root. Now, AC square now is what? Is 5 meter. That is the total displacement. As earlier said, I said displacement means distance, the difference between the starting point and the end point, or distance from the starting point. So that's that on number 1. Now let's quickly do number 2. Now, Question 2. What's question 2? A girl walks 12 meters northward. Again, northward means up. So this is northward. So 12 meters northward. Now, 5 meters eastward. Now from here, let's say this is point A and this is point B. A girl walks 12 meters northward. We have done that. 5 meters eastward from this point B to the east. This is the east, so this is 5 meters. There must be an arrow to show that it is the east. Let's say this is point C. 7 meters southwards. From this C down, the south is down, so that's 7 meters. Let's say this is point D. And 5 meters eastward. And 5 meters westward rather. So from this point D to the west, let's say this is point E and this is 5 meters. Now the first question says, calculate the total distance moved by the girl. What do we mean by that? 1. Total distance moved by the girl. That will be the addition of all the distances. The first distance we have there is 12. So that is 12. The second one is 5 meters. That's 5 plus what? 7. Then plus what? Plus 5. 12 plus 5. That is 17. 17 plus 7. That is 24. 24 plus 5. That is 29 meters. That is the total distance. That's the addition of all the distances. Question 2. We are told to find the total displacement of the girl. Now, what do you think the total displacement will be? The total displacement is the difference between the starting point and the end point. Point A is the starting point, and point E is the what? End point. Now, what do you think? Now, what are we told to find? We are told to find AE. That is the total displacement. Now, what do you think AE will be? Now, since the whole length of this side is 12 meters, from here to here is this 12 meters. Now, we have the 12 meters here. That's 12 meters. That is AB. AB is 12 meters. And from here to here is 7 meters. So that's CD, 7 meters. And we are left with AE. What do you think AE will be? That's 12 minus 7. We give us what is here. So it means AE equals to 12 minus 7. That is what? That is 5 meters. That is the total displacement moved by the girl. Now, to the last question. The last question is, a boy walks 10 meters due west. This is west. So the boy walks 10 meters to the west and 10 meters due south. So it means, let's say this is A, this is B. From point A to point B, due west in this direction, that's 10 meters. And 10 meters due south. It means from this point B downward, that's 10 meters. That is south. So there must be an arrow pointing to the south. What is the total displacement of the boy? What are we told to do? Just join this together. The total displacement, call this C. That's the distance from the starting point. This is the starting point and this is the end point. So call that X. That will be C, or better still, AC will be what? Will be gotten from Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem. Again, what is Pythagoras theorem? That's hypotenuse square equals to opposite square plus adjacent square. Now hypotenuse is x, so x square equals to 10 square plus 10 square. X square is what? 100. 10 square is 10 times 10, that's 100. 10 square again is 100. So x square is what? 200. Now what is x? X will be square root of 200. Since this is x square, so x will be, the square will be transferred to the opposite side. It is x we are looking for. X is the total displacement. So square root of 200, that will be what? That will be square root of 100 times 2. And that is square root of 100 times square root of 2. And what's the square root of 100? That's 10. So that will be 10 root 2 meter. That is the total displacement moved by the boy. Thanks.